Okay, so first of all, if you found this channel, I am so glad you're here. I'm brand new to YouTube, so I know this isn't circulating very wide just yet, so I am happy that somebody's viewing this. Um, so today, I actually really love this message, and I haven't really pulled any cards, but I just got out of meditation and spent some time journaling about what I was getting, and I just want to share with you guys the first cards that were pulled here. And then as we go throughout this reading, if this resonates with you, please like this video so it can circulate and get out to more people who may also resonate or need this message. And if you resonate with the style of reading and want to stick around, I would love for you to subscribe. All right, Sagittarius. So what I was seeing in meditation, which is actually funny because it came from the visualization of these cards. So first I'm going to show you the cards and then I'll tell you kind of what I was seeing there. So to start with the archetype, we have the shapeshifter. And then for the animal spirit, we have camel. And then we got number 33, which is chaos and conflict in the wisdom of the oracle. Okay, first of all, I'm going to stop right here because I just want to pull these up. So with shapeshifter, if you look closely, you can actually see like this animal is physically changing. So I mean, this animal is shape-shifting in this card, which is pretty cool. I just love how the cards kind of work with each other and the energy completely random. These are pulled at random. This isn't like pre-set up. And then I'm seeing the desert in this card, and then the camel also refers to the desert. So we're seeing animals and deserts and traveling, shape-shifting, changing skin here. And then so with what I pulled here for the first three cards to get started, I read the books, and then I kind of channel write a little bit about what I'm feeling about what I read, and then I sit in meditation for a few minutes and just kind of ask spirit to put together a scene for me to better understand the energy in terms of a like a relatable situation to give to you guys, because I know what I see and I feel things, and I seem to have trouble putting them into words. So I've been going into meditation asking for just a more visual scenario to present to you guys to help communicate my vision. So what I was seeing was actually quite funny. So I'm seeing a woman in an office, and I feel like this is a highly respectable person, and maybe somebody not entirely in leadership, but somebody that people look up to. I do see that there was like a person above them per se, because what I seen was this woman sitting in her office, and this gentleman comes in, and he's like, first of all, usually when I hear conflict and all of that, I can hear them like yelling and whatever, but this time I heard it was like deafening silence, and she's sitting there, but I can see this gentleman like passionately speaking to her, let's just say. So he's like yelling and upset, and just kind of, you can just tell she's getting a stern talking to, whatever that means. So, but from her perspective, from what I'm seeing from her, it's almost like it's muted out and she can't really hear it, and she's stoic and she's listening. And on the corner of her desk, there was a Jenga tower, and what spirit was telling me with the Jenga tower was that this is an ongoing occurrence where it's like chipping at her little by little, and every time this happens, she's taking a Jenga tile out of the tower, and then she's just, so what I was seeing was like the Jenga tower, and it's missing little pieces as this kind of conflict continues to go on. She's pulling the tiles out, and then while this gentleman is yelling, it's still like I'm not hearing anything, but then like you can see the Jenga tower shaking. She didn't pull the tile, and then it just falls everywhere, and I could hear the tiles like hitting the table. So that's when the auditory aspect kicked in for me, and I could hear the tiles hitting the table, and she just like looked at the Jenga tiles, and she's like, all right, that's it. And then I heard, when I sat down to start shuffling, the straw that broke the camel's back. Completely perfectly ties into what I was seeing with the Jenga tiles. And it's like you weren't engaging in the conflict. I didn't see you like engaging in the conflict at all, going back and forth. It wasn't a argument between two. It was one person absorbing the other's energy, and I feel like that is exhausting, and you've done it so many times. And then I was looking at the number 33 here with the master number 33. It's just these are very empathic, spiritually in tuned people. They will be considered the master teachers of that archetype, of that life path. And so what I'm seeing is just somebody who is in a situation that would be compared to a desert. Just the spiritual resources are lacking. You're becoming just exhausted, tired. It's hot in the desert. There's not a lot of resources. There's not a lot of water. I feel like it's draining you spiritually, and it's affecting your soul in a way. And I was also kind of hearing that maybe you're in a place unfamiliar to you. You're traveling for work. You've relocated. You're lonely. Because while I was shuffling the cards just for the pre-shuffle before I actually turned the camera on, the song Weary Traveler came on, and it says Weary Traveler, which is ironic because this is, I feel like the camel actually in the book says he's a great traveler. So anyways, it says, Weary traveler, restless soul, you were never meant to walk this road alone. It'll all be worth it. Just hold on. Weary traveler, you won't be weary long. Yeah, and then with the camel also it says it's a very self-reliant energy that is able to handle challenges with ease. They can bring opposing forces into balance. They're the alchemists. They can shapeshift in the situation that they're in and be the person that they need to be to diffuse a situation. So I feel like you've had to do this a lot in the situation that you found yourself in, and I believe this is a working situation. I was not feeling that it was family related, but of course, take this scenario and apply it to your life. I was just given, a situation to help communicate what I was feeling in the energy. Remember, energy is all fluid and can be intermixed, so apply it as it fits. And what I was seeing was somebody who is very empathic, but they're also somewhere where they don't really feel at home. I feel like they're in an energy of like, I just want to go home. I've taken this for so long. I've taken all I can take. I've been trying to transmute the energy, and it's wearing on you. Okay, so then towards the end of that meditation vision, what I was seeing is like, those old boxes, like where you pack up your box when you're leaving an office. We see those in movies all the time, the little box they take with them. So this person in her box, where it's like, she doesn't say anything, she's not engaging in the argument, the Jenga tiles fall, and this was like, that's it, I'm done. Very peaceful. You get up, you start packing your box, but what she's doing is taking off articles of clothing and putting them in the box, and then her physical appearance is changing. So where maybe we can just say like you're in a suit, you're in a button down, you're in a dress, your hair is pinned up. I see you like taking the pin out of your hair and putting it in the box, and you're taking your jacket off and putting it in the box, and then you're all of a sudden just in this more casual attire. Your hair is let down. And then in this box on your way out, I see you just throwing the box in the trash. Like, this isn't the persona or energy that you're taking with you. It's like you are removing the articles of clothing, taking off whatever this person you had to be was, and you're ready to be done with that. You are literally physically either changing landscapes, your landscape is changing, you are changing, you're changing roles, you're doing something completely different, you're leaving one part of the country to go to another part of the country. This just signifies a shift in the environment, a shift in you. So big changes are coming. I feel like you've reached your breaking point. We are at the point where we have broken the camel's back. She's taken all she can take. And then, so after meditation, I was shuffling the cards, the song came on. The cards that I was seeing, I'm just going to say it in case they come out just for further validation, but the Empress card and the Page of Swords kept showing themselves to me. And so I think that that's going to be significant, possibly in this reading. We'll see if they come out again. And then when I was lighting the candle to sit down and get started, the flame just got really tall. And, all I did was I kind of like put my hand over the top of it, and the flame kind of went down. So I feel like that was also signifying the situation. It's like, don't add fuel to the fire. If you find yourself in this situation, the advice is to diffuse the situation, stay as calm as possible, continue to do what you've been doing in alchemizing the energy from excessive force, anger, whatever that may be, to keeping your composure is definitely going to be the way you remain in your power in this situation, but I do see this as the shifting point, the change where we move from one to the next. This isn't something you're going to have to continue to endure. We're at that breaking point and we're shifting landscapes drastically. This is going from a zebra to a giraffe. Like, the body doesn't even look like a giraffe. There's a lot of change that's going to have to happen here. We're moving out of the desert. I was hearing the desert was just a place of passing, and I was just go 2, 3, 4 again. Sorry, I don't mean to show. I need to change my background picture. So 2, 3, 4 on the clock, and what I was seeing when I Googled just spiritual lessons of the desert, it says God uses their time in the wilderness to bring growth and maturity. God took them away from distractions to give deciding moments of preparation and purpose. The time in the desert allowed men and women to see how God provides during times of need. It is in the wilderness that our true muscles are strengthened. So I do feel like your time in the wilderness was just a passing point. You had lessons to learn and you were growing spiritually. I know there's a lot of spiritual symbology within the desert. So if you feel called to, Google that and look up spiritual meanings of the desert. What do you learn in the desert? You know, whatever you feel drawn to there. But I feel like in the way that you're growing spiritually and who you are as a person and the new path you're going to be on, I feel like this was definitely a significant point in your timeline, and that you're going to be taking valuable things from this particular time, but you weren't meant to kind of lay down roots in the desert. This was a passing through to get you to the next phase. So moving into the reading, I'm going to read just kind of the situation at hand, where you're heading, advice from spirit. I don't know where they want to take this, if they want to elaborate on your current situation, if they want to, you know, focus more on where you're headed, or if they just have advice to get you through the actual situation at hand. So we will pull some cards and see where we go with that. That was a very long introduction, guys. I'm going to try really hard to get those shorter. I don't really know how though, because I feel like the beginning strength here at the bottom of the deck. Love that. Yes, remaining calm, keeping your composure, but also you're the freaking lion. You know your power. Okay. Yeah, anyways, like I was saying, these are all pre-shuffled. I'm going to shuffle quickly on camera for you guys, just so you know. There's no funny business here, but all of these were pre-shuffled. Yeah, so like I said, I'll try to get the introduction shorter, but I feel like that's such an important part, because that's kind of my time with spirit to give me the messages for you guys. It's not just me reading cards, so as long as those have to be, I guess it is what it is. So let's dive in, Sag. Thank you if you're still here and you're bearing with me through those winded introductions. All right, Spirit, what is the message for Sag today? That was the Lover's card that flipped over. In this particular deck, the Lover's card does show two people of different backgrounds. So I am seeing that again as like two opposing forces colliding. I'm not necessarily seeing it as a love connection. I'm just seeing that again as two people not seeing eye to eye. Conflict. And then in the conflict card, it actually says that there is a divine purpose in the chaos, and that this is a time to understand rather than be understood. So I was just taking that as this is meant to be, and your input really isn't needed in the situation. Don't try to fight it, just let it happen and be on your way. Speaking of being on your way, 10 of Wands, packing it up, trucking through the desert. Yeah, and you have somebody with you that's there to help. I know in the book, this is talking about somebody who feels like the burden is heavy and they can't go any longer, and then out of nowhere, help comes and they're like, here, put some of your burdens on me, cast your cares onto me. So I feel like you do have spiritual guidance here and somebody there to help you take off some of the load there to get you through the desert. But I do see you leaving the situation. Your bags are packed and you are on your way. confirmation there that also during this time in the desert, you're not alone. I know the desert does have a feelingness of being alone. And then the song Weary Traveler with Restless Soul, you weren't, says you were never meant to walk this road alone. So I'm feeling like you haven't been alone. So I hope that you have felt that way, even though I know the desert can be isolating at times. Yeah, I hope you find some peace in knowing that Spirit's never left you. You haven't been in this desert place alone. Seven of Cups. We'll take one more. I see that as you deciding where to go next. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. So we had the Strength and the Emperor on the bottom of these decks, which is freaking awesome. And there he is holding the chess piece. You're in complete control of yourself, of your emotions, of the direction you're going to take your life. And yeah, I'm hearing that you held this title where you were, and that you're going to be greatly missed, that the conflict that you endured was because of jealousy, because of the respect that you earned, the way people look up to you. They felt intimidated, and that you're going to be greatly missed by the people around you, but you weren't meant to be in this situation long. And you didn't deserve the way that you were treated, not at all. I do feel like that was a complex issue with somebody in your working environment who couldn't handle the grace in which you worked, the way that people respected you, and I feel like they could see you were meant for more, and that intimidated their position. So that is a them issue, that is not a you issue. But again, Spirit was saying this was only a passing point. You're only meant to walk through the desert, not lay down roots. So this was not the end destination. And then here you're like, all right, we're packing it up, but where are we going? I feel like right now you're kind of in my head, I was just seeing like a map, and it's like where you just point to a place on the map and that's just where you're going. You don't really have a direction. You've let your hair down and you're just deciding to go where the wind blows. And then the Queen of Wands. Sorry, I was just looking at it there. I was just noticing this little cup. Is that like in a cage? And the cups here, the options, it's like you have one tucked away. Have you had somewhere on your mind you've really wanted to go, and now you're contemplating if this is the time? Interesting. Okay, so let's clarify with those. That's a good place to start. I'm feeling like you're contemplating your next move, on where you're headed, and that there is some place that is potentially where you want to go, and you're not entirely sure. I don't see you making a firm decision, but I do feel there's something on your heart, a place you are thinking about taking your path, or oh, see? There it is. The Empress kept showing itself. I'm going to put it back in to see if it wants to come out. But yeah, it just flipped over. So I thought I'd show you guys because it kept doing that in the pre-shuffle as well. So we're going to pull 3 from the Wisdom of the Dragon Realms to see where it is that you're contemplating on going and what their advice is for that. All right, now we have the King of Swords making a decision. 8 of Wands on where you're going. Making a decision on where you're going. Traveling far, maybe you're going back home. Deciding to go back home. Someplace that feels like home. 9 of Wands, yeah. You're wounded, but you are standing strong. 2 of Pentacles, yeah, contemplating, thinking about 2 situations. I do feel like you have made a decision on where you want to go. I feel like this is you in the energy of contemplation, and then this is you making a decision and moving forward with it, forward motion. but I'm seeing like still with the weary traveler, it's like your time in the desert has kind of depleted you. You are wounded and depleted, and although you do have spirit helping you, I feel like this is, you can see the smoke here. It's like you're thirsty, you're tired, but nonetheless you're on your way. But this isn't you like jumping out of bed like the fool, ready to go. Your bags are packed light. It's a easy terrain. No, this is a very dry terrain. It's hot, you're tired, you've been through a lot, but good for you because we are on our way. And like the song says, you won't be weary long. It says, it'll all be worth it. Just hold on, weary traveler. You won't be weary long. So here's you, I feel like, as the weary traveler. Spirit is just telling you, you got this. We're here with you. It's going to be worth it. Just hold on. You're almost to the promised land. You're almost there. You're going to make it, guys. Hang in there. Let's take 3 cards from here to get any clarification on what's on the table, and then I will pull you an oracle for advice. The Tower. Yeah, there's your Jenga tower. And I see the crown is falling. In my head, I heard karma. So maybe the person that was in this position is going to lose their position of power because of you choosing to leave. I feel like when you make the decision to leave, this person is going to be met with their karma in some way. Yeah. The High Priestess with the 3 of Swords. Spiritual rebalancing. I'm going to put these off to the side with the Tower because I feel like that's just saying this is you, holding your tongue, remaining in peace, enduring the pain, and then this Tower and this person falling off their throne and their crown hitting the ground is going to be symbolic. And I know we aren't supposed to want that when we're on our spiritual journey and we're evolving past that, but let's be real here, guys. We probably are a little excited to see that being the outcome, given the situation and all the things I've seen that you've had to endure. So we're going to be human for a minute here and say that that's exciting. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. I'm again just feeling, oh man, this is a year of karma, guys. This is an 8 year. I'm feeling this person will be in this situation. You might feel like you're in this situation now, but this is not you. Whatever you're feeling, I feel like they're going to feel it tenfold. They're going to be knocked out of their tower, off their high horse, out of their position of power, and facing financial loss due to what it is that they put you through, because you are a child of God. You are a special human. You help people, you love people, you have divine blessing and favor over your life. And I feel like this person messed with the wrong person. I'm just going to say, I feel like you are a chosen, highly favored soul. And I don't think they really understood what they were getting into when they decided to do this, but nothing happens without God's permission. This was divinely guided, divinely orchestrated for your personal development, but I do feel like you will be able to see them get their karma, and that's God's nod to you for being strong and keeping your cool, not choosing to retaliate, and let him have the final word in this situation. Yeah, Temperance, this is you, our little earth angel who's just endured so much. You've alchemized the situation. You've taken all you can take. You have remained calm in heated situations. You transmute the energy. You balance opposing forces. You're constantly giving and giving and giving in a desert where you don't have much to give. You're depleted, and this is a rebalancing of the energies. There's an angel here to refill you, to bring you water in the desert to help you carry your bags to get you through to the next place. So I do feel you are being divinely guided. You're going to get to see the karma play out in this situation. You've been injured, you've been heartbroken, you're wounded here, but you're moving on, you're going somewhere new. I feel you're reinventing yourself, you're finding your peace. Peace was at the bottom of the wisdom of the oracle after the chaos and conflict. So I feel like this is after you get out of the desert. This is where you find yourself. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to take two. The sun at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to take two cards here. And then we will get your final oracle for advice. Just give me two more cards to get a little bit more. The Ace of Swords, which actually looks like the Page of Swords in the other deck. I'll show you. We have the Ace of Swords. And bottom of this deck, the Devil. Yeah, okay. Ooh, Ten of Swords, okay. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, what I'm hearing again is like, here, this is like all the swords in the back, the final ending, and this is like the Ace of Swords, the last sword that was needed in your back to cause this ending, a finality of a situation. There was one more sword, one more truth you learned, one more thing that happened to you, one more situation that occurred that just kind of brought the Jenga tower down. But there is clarity coming there from the situation. It's like this last truth that kind of was the final knife in your back was like, I'm hearing a big truth. Maybe you learned about something. Maybe somebody coming into your office was telling you something. Maybe it was because I couldn't hear. Yeah, so this is either a situation that was the final straw, the final knife in the back, or you're learning a truth about something. I feel like it can all go in one and the same. So there's a final truth there, for sure. A final truth, a final situation that caused the, the final ending. This is it. This is done. You're moving on. That is no more. We're not turning back. There is no reconciling that situation. That is a done deal. And I feel really bad for the person that crossed you, because I'm just seeing extremely difficult times ahead for them. And I hope that they learn from this also, and they become better people so they don't continue to do this to people. I do see they're going to be going through their time in the desert here soon, and maybe they're going to learn, hopefully, from their mistakes. Doesn't look good for them, though. Final card. The Serpent's Spell. Okay. Let's read. The Shadow Self. Okay. All right, guys, it says Medusa, and I'll just hold it up so you guys can. Medusa slithers towards us, her hair a tangle of snakes. Her arms are outstretched, commanding respect from all who come near. In Greek mythology, the cursed Medusa was punished by Athena for betraying her. She was sent to a faraway island and transformed physically. Yeah, so that no man will desire her. However, this did not stop Medusa from beckoning people to look in her direction. One glance from her hypnotic eyes would turn whoever looked at her to stone. Yeah, okay, I will keep reading, but I just want to stop there for a second, because the faraway land, or the faraway island, is sticking out to me. I do feel like, for whatever reason, maybe you were traveling for work, you're out of the country. I feel like you are somewhere far away where you don't feel like this is a place you would consider your home. And I'm just seeing she was punished and sent to that faraway island. So during that time, you were just faced with conflict. And then it's just saying she would turn whoever looked at her to stone. So it's like, even though you're being what you feel like is punished and enduring pain in this faraway place where you feel isolated and alone. It's like you still hold your spiritual power and your ability to turn people to stone, or don't forget your power there, because I feel like you're turning this person to stone and they just don't even realize it yet. There are many things in life that we would prefer not to acknowledge or look at closely. The slithering serpent, banished to the recesses of our own mind, represents those shadows within ourselves that we would prefer to stay hidden. It is important to remember that we all have a shadow self. It might manifest as jealousy, anger, laziness, or self-sabotaging beliefs that prevent you from attaining your dreams and having a healthier life. Since we can neither dismiss nor heal the dark serpent within us, it's advisable to get to know it. Facing your demons and accepting them can actually be a positive thing to do. Understanding why we become jealous or angry can uncover a path towards a more balanced way of living. The story of Medusa, actually, she was beautiful, and Athena was very jealous of her. And I feel like that is exactly what was going on in this situation. Is there was somebody in your environment who was jealous of you and your potential and thought that they were going to punish you, and you endured it and you endured it, and eventually I feel like it's all gonna come toppling over for this person. Yeah, so anyways, Sag, I love you guys. I hope this helped in whatever way you needed it to. Please like, comment, subscribe, say hi. I would love to connect with you guys. Until next time, bye.